Okay, so recently I've been receiving some questions on LinkedIn from people asking for advice on cold emails, but also asking me why I thought their cold email campaigns were not getting any responses. And I thought it would probably be easier for me to simply record a series of short videos explaining the basics of cold emails. And today we're going to be starting with deliverability, which is one of the most important part of your cold email campaigns. Because if your email get in the spam folder, or even worse, if they get blocked, then you are not going to be getting any responses at all. Okay, so let's dive into the first part, which is the deliverability. So you're gonna be wanting to start with buying multiple domains. I usually advise to go for 10, but you can go for more, of course. The rules are that you should buy domains that look like yours. So, for instance, if your primary domain is company.com, then you're gonna want to buy trycompany.com or companysolutions.com, stuff like that. Also, make sure to redirect all of these secondary domains to your primary domain. Then the second step is to properly set up your DNS records. So for that, there are plenty of resources out there to show you how you can set up SPF, DMARC, and DKIM correctly. But if you want to get my guides to set up this DNS record properly, just let me know and I'll send it to you. Then step three is to set up email accounts. So usually I advise to go for sort of like 2 to 3 email accounts per domain maximum. I've seen people, get away with sort of like 4 emails per account, but really the best is to stick with 2 to 3. I advise to go for Outlook and Google for best availability, but of course there are other solutions out there. And always use a real name. That's best. And of course, don't use any like marketing or like sales at company.com. And for the last part of deliverability, we're going to be talking about the standing rules and the warm up. So essentially, when you create new accounts, new email accounts from a new domain, you're going to have to warm them up for 2 weeks at least. And I usually advise to go for an increment of 2 emails per day. So you start at 0, then 2, 4, 6, etc., till it reaches 16 emails per day. And in terms of the settings, you want to set the reply rate to about 35% for the first 2 weeks. And then when you start the actual outreach, you can then increase the reply rate to 45 to 50% because you want to compensate for the relatively low response rate that you're going to get for your outbound. Essentially, if you get like a 5 to 7% response rate on your outbound, it's already pretty good. So it's best to increase the warm up rate to 50%. In terms of the sending rules for these accounts, always try and go for like 30 emails per day. Of course, set up custom tracking and send HTML only emails. And it's also best not to track the open rate. I know lots of people think that they need to know, their open rate, but realistically, you don't. You only need to focus on the reply rates. And also for the sending platform, you can use Instantly or Smartly.ai. These are great choices. Of course, you have other options, but I use personally Instantly.